Hello and welcome. I am the Suit&Tie Dip&ChewGuy, and this is the Series 2 wrap-up. Series 2 has come to an end. And if I look a little bit happy about this, I sort of am. Series 2 was long cut wintergreen. I am not a wintergreen guy, although it wasn't nearly as bad as I thought it would be. So I'm just going to run through what has been covered, and if anything strikes your fancy, go back in the videos and it'll be there. Under the playlist, Series 2, Long Cut Wintergreen. So the series started out with the premiums. First was Stoker's by National Tobacco Company. It was as expected. I am a Stoker's straight guy, and I was familiar with the wintergreen product. Number 2 was Copenhagen, the regular wintergreen, followed by Copenhagen's new wintergreen smooth by the U.S. Smokeless Tobacco Company, both of them obviously. 4 and 5 were Grizzly and Grizzly Dark wintergreens by the American Snuff Company. The number 6 spot was Grizzly Wintergreen Wide Cut, also American Snuff Company, obviously. 7 went to Skoal, U.S. Smokeless Tobacco Company, and also Skoal Wintergreen Extra coming in at 8, U.S. Smokeless Tobacco Company. And then number 9, we went back to the American Snuff Company with Kodiak. The premiums, the 9 entries, were as I thought they would be, with a couple exceptions. I was really pretty keen on the Copenhagen Wintergreen, the regular. It was, I dipped straight, so the sweetness of it really sort of vibed well with me. Then the smooth, I didn't find the big difference that I was expecting with that. It wasn't the... I was expecting something, a bigger difference between it and the regular wintergreen, and it really wasn't there. There was nothing wrong with it. It just wasn't... all the hype about it, I was expecting something like mind-blowing to the world of dip, and it just was sort of lackluster, I found, in the end. The Copenhagen regular wintergreen, though, I did like, and I also liked the Kodiak. The Kodiak was a bit surprising due to its softness, and you don't get a softness like that and strength usually mixed in one product of anything. And I found that interesting. I actually enjoyed the Kodiak product. The other surprise was, I'm not saying I liked it so much, but the Skoal Extra, I found it to be much, much better than the regular Skoal Classic Wintergreen. And the Extra is their budget line. So after the Kodiak, we went into a second tier, and it was Timberwolf and then Timberwolf Cool, both by the Pinkerton Tobacco Company. All right. The Timberwolf Cool, which is a fairly new product, was, I believe, I'm guessing, what my thought is, it's mentholated. They've added menthol, and it was an actual different product. It was a different experience. It was more along the lines of what I was looking for in the smooth wintergreen from Copenhagen that never materialized. It was a different new product with the menthol added. After that, there was Husky and then Red Seal, both by U.S. Smokeless Tobacco Company. Red Seal's a real sound. It's a safe bet. If it's coming to a budget dip, the Red Seal I have found, it's safe. You can guarantee that you're going to be getting something of quality for a lower price. Plus, it has 25% more tobacco. Never a bad thing. After the Husky and Red Seal, we went to the number 15 spot and the third tier. It was Cooper by Swisher International. Not a pleasant experience. The retro styling of the stickers on the can were about the best thing of that product. It had an alcohol undertone that I didn't find pleasant. The taste wasn't pleasant, and the aftertaste, I don't think I've mentioned that yet. There was a pretty hardcore aftertaste that was not a good thing. Coming in at the 16th spot was Redman from Pinkerton. Low third tier budget dip, but you know what? In retrospect, after the Cooper, the Redman was sort of a welcome addition. 17 went to Kayak. It was not as bad, but along the same lines as the Cooper. Another thing about the Cooper was, for the unpleasant experience, you also got no nicotine. It's got the lowest nicotine content of any dip anywhere. Lower than Skull Cherry, and that's pretty darn low. Anyway, the Kayak had more nicotine, but it was along the lines, taste-wise, aftertaste, alcohol undertone of the Cooper. Not a great thing. 18th spot went to Longhorn, Pinkerton Tobacco. Another bottom-end Pinkerton product, but again, coming in right after Kayak, it was sort of a welcome addition, sort of like the Redman had been before, after coming in after Cooper. I didn't actually plan it that way. It was just how it fell on the paper with my pen when I wrote them out. Longhorn Chill came after that, and as I sort of expected, it was basically what Timberwolf Cool was, or Cool Wintergreen for Timberwolf was. It was mentholated. Not quite to the extent as the Timberwolf. The cut was a little worse than the Timberwolf, but basically the same idea. But again, a different product, something actually. Oh wow, this is different. It wasn't bad. Coming into the 20 spot after that was Silver Creek. Swisher just came up empty all across the Wintergreen board. The Silver Creek had a weird moisture level, weird taste, alcohol undertone. All of them, all the Swisher products had absolutely horrific cuts. Where they got the straights right, they came up completely failing in the Wintergreen department. After Silver Creek, and what I was bracing for was Decade, and actually, after the Swisher products, Decade was actually better. Cut was horrible, but I did not detect the undertone of alcohol that the Decade straight had. And after Decade, coming in at the 22 spot was Derringer. And like the Decade, which basically they're the same product. If you're in an area you can't find Decade, they're going to have Derringer. If you're in an area where you can't find Derringer, they're going to have Decade. But again, after the Silver Creek Kayak and Cooper from Swisher International, CN Smokeless Tobacco Company that makes Decade and Derringer actually came up okay in comparison. If you're in that third tier that started with me mentioning Cooper down, if you're going third tier, you want to go with a Pinkerton product. Redman, which their flavors are only 3. That's the product line for Redman. But Longhorn's product range is pretty extensive. I would go with the terrible can and ridiculous cut of Longhorn for any of the Swisher or the CN Smokeless Tobacco Company products in the third tier when it comes to Wintergreen. Okay? Swisher products did do better in the straight series, but when it comes to Wintergreen, I'm going to have to say go with the Pinkerton. Anyway, the 13th spot was skipped again. Okay, if you're doing the math, they're going, wait, this isn't adding up. I mean, how did he get to 22? Okay, and there was a 23rd, but unfortunately, I bought pouches. So even cutting them open isn't going to help in the long cut department there. So this is what we're going to do with this. If for some reason you want a free can of Klondike Wintergreen pouches, no idea what they're like, I can only imagine, leave in the comments section me, M-E, all right? And I will write out little pieces of paper for everybody that says that in the comments section. And during one of my videos tomorrow, I will pull a name out of a hat, well, not a hat, a tin of half and half, actually. And whoever comes out, whatever name comes out, basically you will go to my email that's attached to this channel and send me an address, and I will mail you this for your enjoyment. Guys, I am assembling the Long Cut Natural cans today and tomorrow. All right, I will be back tomorrow with, I think we're going to do a spittoon video, an overview of Mud Jug probably, and also a chew review. And then I will do the series opener for Long Cut Natural. That will be series 3. I have half the cans now. It's a short series. There's only 10 entries and 1 outstanding. So do take care of yourselves. Remember to let me see me down bottom if you want me to mail you Klondike. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you soon. All right, God bless.